This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my review of the Lego Shelob Attacks Lego set. This will be the final Lego Lord of the Rings review I'll be doing for a while. At least, I could see the potential next review if the rumors of a borrowed door set and extra true being the next guaranteed one. And I might get some of the smaller sets that I don't have yet from the Middle-earth theme, but for now, this is the last one in my collection that I have that I am able to review. And currently don't want to be spending the money on the larger sets that I do need, which are the ones that I really want to get next, including Helm's Deep and Orthanc. In fact, I am planning on selling some of my sequel trilogy sets, mainly since I've lost interest in those films. I only want to keep the ones that look really nice. I might even sell all of them, I'm not fully sure, to be able to save up for at least Helm's Deep right now. And with this, I'm going to put up a poll wondering if you would rather see a constant stream of sequel trilogy reviews over weeks, or I do know that I am planning to go on a trip later this year, if I should just release them all that week, record them soon so I can get into selling them. So there may be a review of Helm's Deep up in the next few months, but I'm not fully sure. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for a review of this Lego set, and with it I'm going to take a look at all the figures to it. And technically there's only one build that's not a figure, although Shelob is the main build of this set. So let's go straight into it. First off, let's start with the most loyal friend and ally of Frodo, Samwise Gamgee, and this until Rivendell released earlier this year was the only set Sam ever appeared in. And one of the reasons this set is so expensive, since Sam is one of the most beloved characters from not only the books but also the films. And Sam here has his sword and the Phial of Galadriel. And although I could have given Frodo the Phial of Galadriel, I didn't want to fit everything that he would have at the beginning encounter in his hand. And Sam is also meant to be holding Sting in this scene, but I decided to give him his typical sword, which also comes in this set. And with Sam having that, he has two expressions, one a little more neutral and one a little more scared. It works well with him, being Frodo's loyal ally, and he goes great in this set. Although I do wish that he was released in a few other sets, although I do have two Sam minifigures, since I got one initially before I bought the set because I wanted to have the complete Fellowship when I was younger. I have doubles of him and of Merry. The second figure is Frodo, who is technically exclusive to the set with his gray cape. This being currently the only set that Frodo is wearing this cape in, with him wearing his either green cape or no cape and little cloak in all the other sets. But besides that, he's the exact same figure that appears in the Weathertop one. Has the same jacket, has a ring and Sting, and this face, which represents him being stabbed by Shelob. And yeah, Frodo looks really cool, and it's a nice figure. The final one, which is also exclusive to this set, although not the only set he appears in, is Gollum. And Gollum is a really cool figure. He has a different head print than the one he does in the other two sets he appears in, being the LEGO Dimensions pack and the original and the set from The Hobbit, being when he challenges Bilbo for the ring. I think it's like Riddles for the Ring or something. And he's a really nice figure. the exact same build as the other one, just has a different face print with a little more wider eyes and more of an evil smile. I think it's a cool figure to have and makes sense. And until The Hobbit and Dimension stuff came out, this was the only way you could possibly get Gollum. I can also have a review of some of the Dimension stuff. I do need the Legolas and Gimli figures from Dimensions, but yeah, it honestly looks nice and looks cool. I do have the Dimensions build. I just need since Legolas and Gimli both have exclusive face prints for that. To fully show those off, I would need that. And now to take a look at the two builds of it. The first is this small cave being part of Shelob's lair. You can place Gollum on this little catapult and launch him forward. I'm not sure how far you could launch him if you hit him in enough force. I'd have to very lightly just have him slide off so I didn't lose the Gollum figure. But with it, there is these little vine builds and a really simple backside where you can also have Gollum hiding, waiting to come in, or you can also use it to have Sam jump up at Shelob. But looking at the main build of the set, we have Shelob, and obviously if you're afraid of spiders, this is probably not something good for you to watch, especially since this is a lot more detailed than the Mirkwood spiders. But this figure is really impressive with the height they're able to give Shelob and the size. It's interesting that they decided to include Shelob with the eye stabbed out, and that this is a print and not a sticker. The face looks really impressive, and it would have been really cool if they included switching out face so you could have Shelob with all her eyes and one without. Well, the figure still does work really well with it. You can open and close Shelob's mouth. Obviously, you can't fit a minifigure in this, but still looks impressive. Going around, you can look at the bottom where there's just some little things built down here. And this little gear, so you can have a web come out of Shelob's backside. Easily, if you want this to look a little more accurate, you can remove that and just have the string either out or remove it. The string is attached to this hook, and when it's fully out, I don't know exactly how far it goes, be able to have it and able to grab Frodo. I'm just going to remove his cloak for simplicity with this, so I'm not messing with it. With it being a little more of a firm cape, I'll take the ring and sting out of his hands and put him with the correct facial expression. You can have Frodo grab him with the hook, attaching it to his, trying to attach it around him, and have Frodo be wrapped up. And it looks pretty interesting, although you can't fully wrap Frodo up. It would have been cool if they included a string that was long enough to, or actually it might have been long enough. I just might have started turning the wrong way. Yeah, the string is long enough, so if you keep releasing the string, let's see if there is enough length. I'm not sure if there's enough length to fully cover up Frodo, but I think I'm about at the end of the length of the rope. Honestly, I have no idea. It seems like it's a really long string. I haven't looked at this in the... I built this, I believe, in December, so I don't really remember how long the string is. But there should be more than long enough to be able to test it out. So if we pull it out, you can see it's a pretty long string. I'm pulling it back past the camera. You can attach this hook into Frodo, although it's a little hard since Frodo doesn't have a spot. If I grabbed another minifigure, you could just way more easily attach it to this and start wrapping it. Which I'm showing on this Han Solo I had placed to the side. But with Frodo, you are still able to do it. And if you start wrapping it around, you could easily have Frodo being captured by Shelob, covered in her webs and being captured, and instead of doing it like that, you can just simply use the hook to attach over here. But just so I don't face any complications with the string, I'm going to be undoing this now to make sure it doesn't get twisted in a knot, which might have already happened. Which is, not a great idea if you want to keep this in a great condition to try and wrap Frodo up, especially since it can get pretty easily knotted. But as long as you're careful, you could easily undo the string and wrap up Frodo. I think that's about the length of it, because I'm pulling probably with just... oh no, this is a lot longer. Yeah, I think you could fully wrap up the Frodo minifigure if you really wanted to. This is about the end of the length. And you can see about how much rope there is. So if you really wanted to, there's probably enough to almost fully wrap up the Frodo minifigure. And probably just enough to wrap up most of an average minifigure. And it's a cool figure. Really impressive with the details. And if you want to start wrapping it back up, you just start turning this knob at the bottom of Shelob. And although it's going to take a minute to do, it's pretty impressive. The legs are able to hold up the weight of Shelob, and that's really good, especially since there are other sets like the AT-AT, which I have reviewed, which actually just recently put the time into repair, that do have structural stability with the legs. And with Shelob not being that heavy, she could pretty easily stand up. You do have to keep the legs spread though to keep her standing, and you could put her at different heights to be able to do it. I don't really want to mess around with it so I don't mess with her standing stability, but pretty easily could be done. And yeah, this is honestly a really nice set, really cool, and you could set up, say I'm going to save Frodo from Shelob. Although I think one of the other impressive things they could have included, just for detail, is a spider web maybe popping off of this piece. It did exist at the time, since this was released around the same time as the other one, which would have included one of those large spider web pieces. And I think that would have been nice to include. But you could have Sam stabbing out Shelob's eye, saving Frodo, and even taking the ring to try and continue on the journey on his own before he learns Frodo is alive. Another figure could have been included being like a Mordor orc going to take Frodo, but it wasn't necessarily a figure for it. And yeah, honestly, this is a nice set. I think it goes for around like 60, 70 if it was used, and I think it goes a lot higher if it's sealed. But still, it's a really nice set, and if you can get it for a reasonable price, as I always say, you should definitely get it for sets I like. And almost every set I own, I do enjoy, at least to some extent, and would recommend to get it. There are a few, at least with the sequel trilogy stuff, that although they may look nice, they aren't as good. And most of the sets I've wanted to review currently are ones that I enjoy, and I really don't hate any of the Lord of the Rings sets. I think they're all nice in their own way. Yeah, honestly, this is a really nice set. Everything included is a really good value, especially for what was originally priced at around $20. Although it is a little more expensive now, it still is a pretty good set to get. And I'll have one more bonus video about some custom Lord of the Rings stuff that I'll have. They'll come out in about half an hour, but besides that, I really enjoyed this. I don't know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.